Hey folks, welcome back to Good Things for Good People, the little tiny YouTube channel with great big dreams. We're going to change the world one viewer and one view at a time. At least that's the plan. Well, today, I've got some interesting information and some interesting thoughts. I think we may have come up with our first great idea as far as how to keep this channel rocking and rolling and keep things interesting for people to stay engaged with. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Glad to have you aboard. For those of you who are continually supporting the project, thank you very much for being here. This wouldn't be anything more than a dream if you weren't here. But what I want to think about today and what I want to talk about today is how we're going to use our platform here on YouTube to grow and to get in front of more eyes. And I think the best way to do this, I was actually talking with my neighbor Scott earlier today about ways to keep things fresh, way to keep things interesting. I brought up yesterday in the video about does it make sense to do interviews with people? And I think that's something that I do want to do. I do want to get involved in that, where people are able to share their stories as a giver or possibly as a receiver of good deeds. But I want to avoid the whole using somebody's bad position and bad fortunes to help bring people to the channel. I don't know why I feel weird about that. I just personally do. I don't like the idea of, hey, Mr. Person, I'll give you $100 if you'll tell me about why you're homeless, or what it's like to be homeless, or what situations are going on around being homeless. I just feel weird about that, and I don't like tying a giving act to something where it feels like I'm forcing somebody to give something back. If that comes around naturally, if where I am talking to somebody and I do whatever it is that I want to do as far as my good thing, and they want to, I may be able to figure out a way to ask, hey, by the way, would you mind sharing a little bit about your situation or what got you to here or something along those lines. I haven't figured out exactly how to word that yet, but I think that could be interesting, and it might be a good way to be able to keep everybody kind of involved in this process. I really want to keep everybody involved. That's the key thing with this, is I don't want to make this just a, hi, I'm some random bearded YouTube Yahoo that gives away money on YouTube. I don't want to do that. There's plenty of other channels out there if you want to see just random people handing random people money and getting their shocked reaction. That's not what I want to do here. I truly want to use this for some really good philanthropic type stuff. And I've made this reference before, but Mr. Beast actually just had a video that came out yesterday and another one that came out today on Mr. Beast's main channel and then on Mr. Beast's Philanthropy about building wells in Africa. Now, that's a huge project. I don't even want to think about the economics behind how that worked out. He built 100 wells in Africa across multiple different countries and a bridge and a bunch of other stuff. And that's awesome. Awesome for him. Awesome for the communities that he was able to serve. But I want to keep things a lot more micro level as far as what we're looking to do. I want to keep this very local, very basic, very individual. I don't want to do something grand scale. If eventually the channel gets to that point, great. But I don't want to overplan things, because I have no idea if this is ever going to be anything more than marginally successful. At this point in time, we're doing pretty well. We're two and a half weeks into the process. The channel is doing well. It's growing. It's a little bit frustratingly slow growing, but it can just keep on growing and going in a positive direction. That's going to be great. And when it does finally get monetized and we start making some revenue off this channel, we can start using that revenue for good, and that's going to be great. But I want to keep things small. That's the idea. I want to keep it local. I want to keep it individual if possible, and we don't have to spend the money on everybody, on one big thing. We can put a little here and a little there and a little there and that kind of thing. Now, that brings me to this next conversation piece, and I think what will probably be an interesting idea. So I was talking with my neighbor Scott, who is in the good deeds business, I guess you could say, tied through a church, and one of the things he recommended me doing was get in touch with a local organization that helps people connect with charities and keeps connections with reputable charities around the region and around, like, I live in Columbus, Ohio, so there's a Columbus Foundation, which that's their whole business or whole thing, is keeping tabs on and connections with charitable organizations and people that are needy or able to give to the needy. And reaching out to some of those charities and shooting some video with them, showing some, actual charities that are out there doing good deeds for people that are already established, that are having some success, hopefully, and making a video and putting it on here, sharing it with folks, may be able to generate some more revenue for them, may be able to get eyeballs on their projects for them. Also, it could be a way for us to be able to make revenue back for that organization. I'm not entirely sure how I want to make that work yet. I've kind of kicked around some ideas as far as, like, what if we do a video with somebody, like, for instance, the video that I put up when I was down south, the video with the young gentleman from the Navy Junior ROTC. If I make a video with a certain organization, when the channel is monetized, it's going to generate revenue off that individual video. And we could track that revenue and be able to use that money towards that charity. So the more views and the more traction that charity video gets, we can specifically target that revenue at that charity. So I think it's an interesting idea. I like the idea of being able to connect with other charities. I like the idea of being able to kind of tie this whole thing together, because this is, I'll be honest, all new to me. I have never really done much of anything as far as the philanthropic side of things go. I'm a pretty dang charitable person. I've done a lot of that on my own personal side of things. I've never tried to do anything like this on a larger scale or to involve other people. So I think that might be a good idea. Let me know what you guys think. Does that make sense to you? I wouldn't even call it profit sharing, but kind of, does the profit sharing model make sense to be able to do that going forward? Now, obviously, at this point, without the channel making any revenue, there wouldn't be any revenue to speak of. But I could probably at least start those relationships and pitch the idea and see if somebody wants to talk to me about it. And Lord knows there's plenty of charities that are around for people that are in need of all sorts of things. And I think it could be a great idea. We've got a lot of important holidays coming up. We've got Thanksgiving coming up. We've got Christmas coming up. There's a lot of time where the giving season is upon us. And it might behoove me to connect to some of those people that are already, involved in that world, even, a homeless shelter type thing. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that's a good idea? Does it make sense? Again, as I said yesterday, this is a blank slate kind of situation. We can do whatever we want. There's nothing that says we can do this and can't do that, or can do this and can't do that. We can do whatever we want with this thing. We just have to make it successful. And I want to keep everybody involved in this decision-making process. So if you've got any ideas, if you think this is a good idea, bad idea, whatever, if you just think I have an incredible beard, put it in the comments section, because I want to keep this community engaged and I want to keep things rolling. As always, I will also go over the analytics from yesterday. It's part of the game. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I want to keep on doing this analytics stuff. I know it may not be your favorite part of the video, but I appreciate you hanging around. If you want to see more or less of the analytics side, let me know. I will happily tailor things based on what people want. If you guys are kind of tired of seeing how the back end of YouTube works, that's fine. If you don't need daily updates and you want it every other day or every week, whatever, let me know. I've been doing it daily, so hopefully that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, like I said, let me know. So let's look at our statistics for yesterday. Here is where we are. It is 8:06 p.m. on Sunday. Sunday. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. But we went up from 193 views on Friday to 595 views on Saturday. Now, again, we've talked about this before. Part of that is going to be because I've got some shorts that are rocking and rolling. Well, hi there, sweetie dog. There's my little sweetie dog. I've got some shorts that are rocking and rolling, so that's where a lot of those views are going to come from. This is not just long-form views that we're seeing. And unfortunately, the short views don't really count for much. But if we go over here to watch hours, which is the important metric, you can see here that this is trending right along where it needs to. You know, from these days over here to these days over here, this part I was having some mental health break myself, and I wasn't doing any videos. So, you know, we're trending back in the positive direction, and that's what we're really looking for. Also, this video did go up late last night. Let me pull that one up. Actually, similar to what this one is. It's going to go up late. So this is our video from yesterday, and you can see when it was published here at 10:32 p.m., which is pretty dang late. And it just kind of is, you know, a nice slow roll all through the evening. And then this is at 9 something in the morning. And it got a little bit of a pickup there. And then I may or may not have cheated a little bit here and given it a little goose to keep things going with a share to the other page. So at the moment, it's got 143 views, only a third of which were counted in yesterday. Watch time is good. 14 hours. We picked up 3 new subscribers, so thank you very much, all 3 of you brand new subscribers. It's great to have you here. If we go to our audience, we can see where our breakdown is. And again, 97% of people watch time is from subscribers, which is awesome. I'm so glad that people are subscribing to this. So 55 views that were counting as of yesterday, and average watch time of 8 minutes and 7 seconds. Apparently, the one person who's not subscribed watched a whole lot of this video, 14 minutes. So I don't know who that person was, but thank you very much for hanging around. But what this is telling me is it's still we're not reaching out to people outside of the video. I love this. I love the 97%. Please don't get me wrong. Thank you very much for being a subscriber and for following with this video and paying attention to this. I'm super glad that you guys are doing that. But what I still have not been able to figure out is how to make this message and these videos and this channel discoverable, searchable. Get it out there to the wide audience. I don't know the answer to that, and I'm trying to figure that out, and it's just not, I'm just not getting it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. I don't even know what I don't know. I've done a lot of YouTube stuff, and I've never had an issue where I just straight up can't tell you how to grow. I don't know. No, I don't want to overuse search tags that are not important to this, but there's not a lot of people that are out there looking for something that doesn't really exist. YouTube philanthropy is not really a thing. You know, we're kind of out here in our own little world. I've never met anybody else or seen anybody else that's really been able to make a dent or do something like this. And I've said this before, but like, you know, just because it's never been done before doesn't mean it can't be done. But that does mean I don't have anybody that I could follow a path. There's no do this, do that, do this. You know, I'm out here floundering around in space trying to figure it out with all of you guys. I don't know. We'll see. Subscribers, we can see here, I have had some good success with subscribers coming in off of shorts. So if you happen to be one of these people, thank you for coming on board. I'm glad to have you here. I'm really trying to figure out the way to do this and make it make sense. And like I said before, like I'm more than willing to give you guys all kinds of analytics. Like there's no smoke and mirrors here. I'm not hiding anything. I want you all to be able to see all this so we can all understand the growth of the channel together and, you know, celebrate the successes. I want to have more successes, and I want to have more stuff that we can talk about. And I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative. Most channels take a really, really long time to be successful and to get monetized. Most channels take a long time, unless we have one video that goes really, really crazy, and then we can do it in maybe one video. But most channels have to fight. It's a slog to get there. And I don't think we're slogging. This is not a slog. We're doing better than almost every other channel out there. I just want to make sure it works. I want to grow it. I want it to be honest. I don't want to cheat the system. I want this thing to be a big thing that really takes off of its own merit. Because I think there's enough people out that are interested in doing good deeds and doing good things for good people, and they believe in this. They may not have the means of being able to donate monetarily. So this, all you got to do is donate your time, and we'll do the rest. Anyway, that's the message. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. If you have any questions or anything, please drop them in the comments below. I'm glad you made it here. Thank you very much for the watch time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Work day starts tomorrow. Work week starts tomorrow. We got a lot to do. See you tomorrow.